Welcome to the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. Brought to you by West Tennessee Healthcare and Jackson Energy Authority.
And welcome once again. Of course, the program is being recorded tonight, and you can see it on E+ TV on several replays once the evening is over tonight. Would you welcome now the president of the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame, Tyrese Miller.
Thank you, Tom. Good evening, and welcome to the 34th Annual Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame Banquet. I am Tyrese Miller, Chairman of the Board of Directors. On behalf of the board, I want to extend a heartfelt welcome. It is our honor to celebrate the careers of our well-deserving inductees, as well as sports in Jackson-Madison County. Since 2005, we have also awarded $125,000 in scholarships to student athletes, and tonight we'll award $18,000 more. Also, a big thank you to our sponsors, West Tennessee Healthcare and E+ Broadband JEA, who are both longtime supporters. West Tennessee Bone and Joint, Jackson Engraving and Awards, and West Tennessee Bank. Please help me thank our sponsors. And now, I'll give it back to Tom.
All right, thank you, Tyrese, very much. It's time to get started. Recognition of the student athletes. And we're going to recognize the West Tennessee Bone and Joint Collegiate Athletes of the Year and the Jackson Engraving and Awards High School Athletes of the Year. The first student we recognize are the athletes from Jackson Christian. Mary Claire Swaim, Jackson Christian's Female Athlete of the Year, played soccer for the Lady Eagles and was a member of the cheerleading squad. She has a 4.4 GPA. Swaim ranks first in her class as a National Honor Society president. Swaim plans to attend Mississippi State University to study biology on a pre-medicine track. Jackson Christian School's Male Athlete of the Year, Seth Snyder, played tennis, basketball, football, baseball, and ran cross country for the Eagles. Member of the National Honor Society, Snyder plans to attend the University of Tennessee at Martin to study civil engineering. Now to students from Liberty Tech High School, Liberty's Female Athlete of the Year, Aya Jones, played basketball for the Lady Crusaders, receiving all district honors with a 3.5 GPA. Jones has received local honors and enjoys serving her local community in her spare time. Jones plans to attend Jackson State Community College and continue pursuing a four-year degree. That is Aya Jones. And Gianna Thomas is the Liberty Male Athlete of the Year, played football and baseball for the Crusaders. Off the field, Thomas has been involved in Teen Court and Kappa League. Thomas plans to pursue a bachelor's degree at Lane College. The next students to honor are the athletes from Madison Academic. Madison's Female Athlete of the Year is Ellie Harwell. She played soccer for the Lady Mustangs and was recognized as Wendy's Heisman High School Students Finalist for her accomplishments off the field. She was honored as an Exchange Club Student of the Month and PEO Star Scholarship Finalist. With a 4.0 GPA, she ranks in the top 10 in her senior class and plans to attend the University of Tennessee. Madison's Male Athlete of the Year, Noel Simpson, played golf and ran track for the Mustangs. Simpson was a member of the National Honor Society, Junior Rotarian, Leadership Academy, and he was nominated to participate in Boys State. He has a 3.7 GPA. Simpson is deciding where he will pursue his college education. His options include Air Force Academy, Union University, or the University of Memphis. Let's head up to Northside to honor the athletes from Northside High School. Northside's Female Athlete of the Year is Umaya Shaw. She played basketball and soccer for the Lady Indians, was named to the All-District First Team in soccer. Shaw was a member of the Beta Club, the Youth Advisory Council, Northside Advanced Choir, Northside Gospel Choir. Shaw plans to attend Austin Peay State University in Clarksville in the fall. Northside's Male Athlete of the Year is Ethan Ferguson. He played football and tennis for the Indians and was honored as the West Tennessee Offense third team. With a 3.5 GPA, Ferguson ranks in the top 10% of his class and is recognized on the honor roll. He plans to attend Birmingham Southern College in Alabama. Now to the students from Sacred Heart High School. Brianna Marks played basketball. She's the Female Athlete of the Year, and softball for the Lady Knights, serving as basketball team captain her senior season. She's a Jackson Symphony ambassador and enjoys volunteering for RIFA, Room in the Inn, Champions Day, and St. Mary's School. She plans to study early childhood education in college. Kylan Holder, Sacred Heart's Male Athlete of the Year, played baseball, baseball, football for the Knights. On the baseball field, he earned All-District, All-West Tennessee second-team honors. Member of the National Honor Society and Beta Club, and he has a 3.3 GPA. He plans to study mechatronic engineering in college, and I'm going to let him tell me what that is when he gets off the stage here. Let's head down the road now south to honor the athletes from Southside High School. Josie Willingham, Southside's Female Athlete of the Year. She played volleyball and softball for the Lady Hawks, being named All-State selection in 2017 and in 2018 in softball. And with a 4.0 GPA, Willingham was a member of the Beta Club, the Junior Rotarian, and the yearbook staff. Willingham plans to continue her softball career at the University of Tennessee on an athletic scholarship. And Devin Bowers is the Southside Male Athlete of the Year. Bowers was a key defensive player for the Hawks football team and was honored as a Region 6 4A Most Valuable Player for the year of 2017. I understand he hits a pretty mean tackle, they tell me. Bowers plans to attend Bethel University, where he was awarded a football scholarship. Devin Bowers. And now to Trinity Christian Academy. Anna Elliott, Trinity's Female Athlete of the Year, was a four-year starter for the Lady Lions volleyball team, earning All-State honors in 2017 and in 2018. And she will continue her volleyball career at Lee University on an athletic scholarship. Trinity's Male Athlete of the Year, Ben Sidwell, played tennis for the Lions in 2018. Sidwell helped lead TCA to the TSSAA State Team Championship, and he won the doubles championship. Off the court, Sidwell was a member of the National Honor Society. Sidwell remains undecided on where he will attend college. Let's travel a few miles down the road to honor the students from University School of Jackson. Haley Houston, USJ's Female Athlete of the Year, played tennis, volleyball, and softball. Member of the National Honor Society, the National Arts Honor Society, and has a 4.46 GPA. Houston plans to study at the University of Tennessee in the fall. Carson Nicola is the USJ Male Athlete of the Year. He played basketball, ran cross country for the Bruins. Off the field, he was a member of the National Honor Society and the National English Honor Society with a 4.77 GPA. He will graduate in the top 10% of his class and plans to study history and economics in college. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for these Jackson Engraving and Awards High School Athletes of the Year. And we have a good crowd tonight with all this rain going on out there. Glad to see all you guys made it on out and ran between the raindrops and got in the building without getting wet. As we said, it's going to be an exciting evening, and we want you to enjoy and honor all these young men and women and some of the more mature people who will be inducted into the Hall of Fame a little bit later on. Now we'll go to the West Tennessee Bone and Joint Collegiate Athletes of the Year. Gracie Emerson, Jackson State's Female Athlete of the Year. Gracie played softball for the Lady Green Jays, where she received the TCCAA All-Academic First Team honors. Upon receiving her associate's degree this spring, Emerson will attend nursing school in the fall at Jackson State or the University of Memphis. Garrett Guyman is the Male Athlete of the Year. He plays baseball for the Jackson State team out there. Guyman has been a mainstay behind the plate, starting 49 of Jackson State's 52 games. Guyman will graduate with an associate's degree in general studies in April and is committed to continuing his academic and playing career at Union University. And now for the Athletes of the Year from Lane College. Azarae Underwood, the Female Athlete of the Year. She led the Dragons volleyball team, was selected to the all-conference team for the second time in 2018. Underwood is pursuing a degree in business and boasts a 3.9 GPA, solidifying her spot on the athletic director's honor roll. Lane's Male Athlete of the Year is Kendarius Ash. He has been a critical member of the Dragons basketball team. Selected to the all-conference first team for the third year in a row. Ash will graduate from Lane this year, and he plans on playing some professional basketball. And finally, we honor the athletes from Union University. Jada Perkins is the Female Athlete of the Year. She's been a key member of the Lady Bulldogs basketball team and has passed the career milestone of 1,000 points. But graduating from Union in the spring, Perkins hopes to continue playing basketball professionally and then pursue a career in sports management, specifically coaching basketball. Nolan Milton, Union University's Male Athlete of the Year, led the Bulldog baseball team as first and third baseman. And that's a pretty good trick, I think, isn't it? Both sides of the field. Being named first team All-GSC, Gulf South Conference, Milton hopes to continue playing baseball professionally and then pursue a career in marketing. Let's give these students a round of applause. And as noted, this is a TV show, and we're going to take a short break and be right back.
You may not realize it, but we're the biggest name in babies. Each year, we deliver thousands. So whether you're from Milan, Bolivar, Martin, or anywhere in between, odds are we've been taking care of you since day one. And baby, it makes us proud that throughout West Tennessee, we're trusted. West Tennessee Healthcare, the care you trust right here.
My name is Mark Taylor. I'm the owner and president of Master Medical Equipment here in Jackson, Tennessee. As we've grown, our bandwidth needs have grown too. With E+ broadband, it's allowed us to do more things at once. So even though we're located here in West Tennessee, we have customers both out of the state, nationwide, and internationally that we use E+ broadband to communicate with. Email, online chat, telephone, however they prefer to communicate with us. And E+ broadband allows us to do that.
And welcome back. And Billy Scrivener Distinguished Service Award will be presented by Dan Morris. Dan?
Good evening. We want to once again thank West Tennessee Bank for sponsoring the Billy Scrivener Distinguished Service Award. The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame exists due to the hard work and dedication of a number of individuals, but one of the main founders of this organization was Billy Scrivener, and his dedication and leadership provided the basis for what the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame has become. After retiring from the board, Billy continued to serve as a valued mentor and advisor until his passing in March 2014. It is with great honor that the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame presents the 2019 Billy Scrivener Distinguished Service Award to Terry Moore. Moore's legacy of dedication, humble service, and mentorship carries through decades of building successful youth and community sports programs in West Tennessee. Moore is most well known for his role as umpire-in-chief at the West Tennessee Healthcare Sportsplex since it opened in 2006. He hired, mentored, and supervised all the umpires and scorekeepers for the Sportsplex, as well as for numerous baseball, basketball, softball, and volleyball leagues in the area. If there was a sporting event in West Tennessee, odds are Moore had a hand in training, supervising, or assigning one or more of the officials involved. In season, Moore basically lived at the ballpark, oftentimes clocking 30-hour weekends, managing 120 umpires, and the opinions of fans oftentimes proved tricky. He'd listen to complaints and compliments from fans and always gave constructive feedback to every umpire involved.
Moore's influence went far beyond supervising umpires at the Sportsplex. Many would agree that the Sportsplex couldn't run without Moore's continuous dedication to go above and beyond his job responsibilities. He made a point to befriend everyone who worked there and often helped the grounds crew. During tournaments, you could find him by the flagpole area, offering a kind word and a smile to staff, players, coaches, parents, and fans. Moore's passion for sports began at an early age, playing basketball, football, and baseball. He went on to play baseball and football at Tigert Middle School and baseball at Jackson Central Mary High School. When he was 15, Moore started umpiring baseball in his spare time when he wasn't playing. He later spread his talents to officiating basketball and volleyball and became a TSSAA official for middle and high school volleyball. Volleyball was a natural fit for Moore because he was an avid player in various city and church leagues. When Moore started his family, he put umpiring on hold to start coaching his son's teams. Always willing to lend a hand to others, Moore would often pick up other kids to ensure that they made it to practice and to games. When his son and stepson got to high school, Moore volunteered to help on the field at practice, to coordinate fundraising initiatives, and to assist at game day travel arrangements and pregame meals. When he wasn't at the ballpark or spending time with family, he enjoyed following his beloved St. Louis Cardinals or hunting. On April 17, 2018, Terry Moore suddenly passed away after yet another night spent supervising a Little League tournament at the Sportsplex. His son and stepson, Garrett and Brandon, and wife, Tana, have stepped up to carry on the legacy of their beloved father and husband. A field at the Sportsplex was named in memory of Terry, and the flagpole at the Sportsplex will remain a symbol of fond memories and the profound impact Terry Moore had on thousands of people.
Accepting the award tonight is Terry's wife, Tana, and Terry's son, Garrett Moore.
Before the next young man comes out, look around on the table and find one of these. He's going to share some information about those. Trey, come out and tell us about those.
Hello, my name is Trey Teague, board member and 2008 inductee. There are many people whose support have made this night possible. Thank you to our friends of the Hall. You can find their names listed in your program. On your table, you'll find cards with information on how you too can become a friend of the Hall. Later tonight, we're going to ask our student athletes to come around and collect these commitment cards. I hope you join me in supporting the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame by becoming a friend of the Hall as well. Thank you.
Now we move on to the portion of the program where we award scholarships to outstanding student athletes that will help offset a portion of their college expenses. The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame Scholarship Foundation was set up in 2005 and was the vision of former board member Bradley Hancock. While some of the scholarships are funded on an annual basis through our partners or annual income, some are also funded through scholarship endowment, which has grown now to $220,000. The purpose of the scholarship is to recognize athletes for their academic achievements, their community service, and leadership abilities. Since 2005, the foundation and its partners will have awarded $125,000 in scholarships. In 2019, the foundation and its partners will award 11 more scholarships to graduating seniors, which represents another $18,000 investment. We want to thank all of you who have helped to make these scholarships possible. Time to get started with the presentations, and Edward Martindale will come out and present the Billy and Margie Scribner Scholarship. Edward?
Thank you, Tom. The Billy and Margie Board of Directors have, let me start over, please. The Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame Board of Directors sponsors the Billy and Margie Scribner Scholarship in honor of the couple's dedication to the organization. Billy was a Hall of Fame inductee and former president and board member. After retiring from the board, Billy served as a valued advisor and mentor until his passing in March of 2014. Billy and Margie demonstrated a passion for the Hall of Fame's mission over the years and dedicated countless hours of their time to promote the recognition of sports excellence in Jackson and Madison County. Zachary Simpson of Jackson Christian School is this year's recipient of the Billy and Margie Scribner Scholarship. Simpson played football, basketball, and soccer for the Eagles. For his accomplishments on the football field, Simpson was selected as an All-State in 2017 and 2018 and was honored to play in the West Tennessee All-Star Game. He plans to attend the University of Tennessee at Martin in the fall. Zachary Simpson.
Now to present the Ed Too Tall Jones Scholarship, our President Tyrese Miller.
Thank you, Tom. The Too Tall Scholarship is sponsored by the legendary Edward Lee Too Tall Jones, a Jackson native and 1993 Hall of Fame inductee. Jones was one of the most dominant defensive NFL players of his era, playing in 16 playoff games and 3 Super Bowls. He was part of 3 NFC championship teams and the Super Bowl 12 championship team. Jones is passionate about supporting local student athletes as they pursue their dreams. Michaela Transu of Southside High School is a recipient of the Ed Too Tall Jones Scholarship. Transu plays basketball and volleyball and ran track for the Hawks. As a long jumper for the track and field team, Transu placed 3 times at the state tournament, 7th, 4th, and 3rd. In basketball, Transu joined the impressive 1,000-point club. She plans to attend either Tennessee State University or the University of Louisiana Monroe in the fall. Michaela Transu. I'll also be presenting the Morgan Leah McCarty Memorial Scholarship. The Morgan Leah McCarty Memorial Scholarship Foundation is a nonprofit organization created to fund college scholarships to local student athletes. The foundation was established in September 2006 in love and memory of Morgan Leah McCarty. Morgan was a junior at UT Knoxville when she was fatally injured by a hit-and-run driver. Morgan's legacy will be to help students complete their college education. Ellie Harrell of Madison Academic is a recipient of the Morgan Leah McCarty Memorial Scholarship. Harrell played soccer for the Lady Mustangs. Over her career, she helped lead the Mustangs to the state tournament 3 seasons in 2016, 2017, and 2018. For her accomplishments off the field, Harrell received the Governor's Volunteer Star Award and honored as Exchange Club Student of the Month and a PEO Star Scholarship finalist. With a 4.0 GPA, Harold ranks top 10 in her senior class and plans to attend the University of Tennessee. Ellie Harold.
Fran Chandler will present the R. Branley Hancock Award.
The R. Bradley Hancock Award is given by the Board of Directors of the Hall of Fame annually as a memorial to former board member Brad Hancock. Brad's legacy is a testament to his life and the good works he did. He was instrumental in starting the Scholarship Foundation, so it's only fitting that an award bears his name. And Spencer?
Josie Willingham of Southside High School is the recipient of the R. Bradley Hancock Award. Josie played volleyball and softball for the Lady Hawks, as catcher and shortstop for the softball team. Josie was honored as an all-district selection 3 times in 2016, 2017, and 2018, and all-state selection twice, 2017, 2018. Over her career, Willingham scored 103 runs and had 63 stolen bases, a .463 batting average, and a .795 slugging percentage. As 3-year starting setter for the volleyball team, Josie averaged 19 assists per match, 2 aces per game, and 3 kills per match. She was named to the All-District and All-Region teams, and with a 4.0 GPA, Josie was a member of Beta Club, Junior Rotarian, and the yearbook staff. She plans to continue her softball career at the University of Tennessee on an athletic scholarship.
Ed Martindale will make another appearance and present the Richard Ross Scholarship.
See if I can redeem myself. The Richard Ross Scholarship honors the memory of the late Richard Ross, who I know many of you sitting out there tonight remember well. He was a Hall of Fame inductee in 1993. He was the head football coach at Jackson High School and Jackson Central Mary from 1966 to 1985. He passed away in 1993 after a long battle with cancer. The scholarship was established shortly after to help athletes with their college costs. Preston Howard of Liberty Technology School is the recipient of this year's Richard Ross Scholarship. Howard played offensive tackle for the Crusaders football team. He was voted most coachable in 2017 and lineman of the year in 2018. With a 3.3 GPA, Howard ranks 36th in his class of 266, and he plans to attend McPherson College in Kansas on a football scholarship. Preston Howard.
Now to the Sports Orthopedics and Spine Scholar Athlete Award. Dr. John Masterson will present that one.
I'm honored to present awards on behalf of Sports Orthopedic and Spine. The first award is the Sports Orthopedic and Spine Scholar Athlete Award. This award is presented to an athlete who has excelled in their athletic endeavors as well as scholastic achievements while at a Jackson Madison County student. I'm happy to introduce our recipient this year is Mr. Carson Nicola of University School of Jackson. He's a 5-year member of the USJ baseball team. Nicola led his team to a runner-up finish in 2017, a third-place finish in 2018 at the TSSAA state tournament. In cross-country, Nicola medaled in every regular season race in 2017. In 2016, his team placed 6th at the TSSAA state championship meet. Nicola's team and individual highlights include USJ Invitational, finished 3rd in 2016 and 2nd in 2018. West Tennessee Fall Classic, finished 13th. Team finished 2nd in 2017. TCA Invitational, finished 12th Team finished first in 2018. West Tennessee Jamboree finished 21st of 180 in 2018. Also notable, off the field, Nicola achieved many academic accomplishments, including being accepted to the Tennessee Governor's School for the Humanities and Tennessee Governor's School for the Sciences and Engineering. He was also named AP Scholar with honor and Head of School Scholar. Nicola was a member of numerous honor societies to include the National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, National Science Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, Tri-M National Honor Society, DSA Buddy Club, Spanish Club, and Key Service Club. His classmates nominated him most likely to succeed. With a 4.77 GPA, Nicola will graduate in the top 10% of his class and plans to study history and economics in college. Congratulations, Carson. Additionally, I would like to present two further athlete awards. The first one is to Asia Mann of Northside School. She is recipient of the Athlete Award. She was a member of the Crusaders softball and cheerleading teams, as well as many academic organizations, including Beta Club, National Honor Society, and the Book Club. As AP and honor student, Mann participated in the prestigious Governor's School for Sciences and Engineering in 2018. Mann was honored as outstanding student for sophomore class, AP Chemistry, AP Environmental Science, and she was named to the Northside Senior Hall of Fame. Mann placed 5th at the National Beta State Convention for the Science Division II. In cheerleading, she received awards for Best Academic and Most Valuable Competition Cheerleader. In softball, she received the Lady Indians Softball Scholar Athlete Award. With a 4.0 GPA, Mann is graduating a year early and plans to attend Mississippi State to study biomedical engineering to become a dermatopathologist. Congratulations, Asia. And our final athlete award is to Lauren Petty. Lauren is at Trinity Christian Academy. She played volleyball and ran track for the Lions. Petty holds the TCA all-time record for the most aces in a season and most aces in a career. She was named to the All-West Tennessee volleyball team in 2015 through 2018, the All-District team in 2015 and 2016, and All-Region team in 2017 and 2018. She was honored as All-District Co-Player of the Year in 2017 and 2018, Jackson Sons Super Senior in 2018, and Jackson Sons 15 Seniors to Watch in 2018. With a 4.7 GPA, Petty ranks 3rd in her class and plans to attend Milligan College on a volleyball scholarship. Congratulations, Lauren.
Now for the Terry Moore Memorial Scholarship, Dan Morris will come back out. He'll be joined by Terry's son, Garrett. Maybe it's not going to be Dan, it's going to be Garrett.
The Terry Moore Memorial Scholarship aims to continue the legacy of Terry Moore and his desire for young athletes to succeed in sports and life. Many knew him as umpire-in-chief of the Jackson Sportsplex, some as coach and others as a teammate. Moore's legacy of dedication, humble service, and mentorship carries through decades of building successful youth programs and community sports programs in West Tennessee. An avid volleyball player and later official, Terry's passion for sports seemed endless, thriving in his role as umpire-in-chief. Terry held this position from opening day in 2006 until his untimely passing in April of 2018. Jalen Brown of Sacred Heart is the recipient of the inaugural Terry Moore Memorial Scholarship. Brown was a member of Sacred Heart's 8-man national championship football team and basketball team. In football, Brown was honored as an All-Star in 2018, an All-American in 2018, an Athlete of the Week twice, In addition to playing for his school team, Brown played for the AAU basketball team, Patriot Elite, his sophomore and junior year. He helped lead his team to 2 tournament championships in 2018. With a GPA of 3.3, Brown plans to attend Sewanee University of the South in the fall.
Now Edward Martindale will come back out and present the Van and Louise Thompson Scholarship.
This is the last time y'all gonna have to look at me, I promise you. The Van and Louise Thompson Scholarship honors the memory of Van and Louise Thompson. Van is a Hall of Fame inductee and a former Jackson High School multi-athlete star. He played tailback on 2 national championship teams at the University of Tennessee in the late 30s and early 40s when the Volunteers went to the Orange, Rose, and Sugar Bowls. Louise is also a UT graduate and taught school in Jackson for over 25 years. This scholarship has been permanently endowed and is an $8,000 total award. Ethan Ferguson of Northside High School is the recipient of this year's Van and Louise Thompson Scholarship. A 3-year starter for the football team, Ferguson was named Offensive MVP in 2017, Region 6 4A Offensive Lineman of the Year in 2018, All-West Tennessee Offensive Third Team, and selected to play in the West Tennessee All-Star Game. Off the field, Ferguson served as Student Government Vice President and was recognized as Wendy's High School Heisman School winner. With a 3.5 GPA, Ferguson ranks in the top 10% of his class and is recognized on the honor roll. Ferguson plans to attend Birmingham Southern College in Birmingham, Alabama. Ethan Ferguson.
Moving on, we go to the Will Piva House Memorial Scholarship, will be presented by his wife, Wanda, and she's joined by Dalton and Gavin, I believe.
One minor correction, I'm Will's mother, not his wife, so it's okay. The Will Piva House Scholarship Fund is a nonprofit organization established by Will's family as a way to honor his memory. Will was a devoted family man and an avid golfer, spending many of his leisure hours with his family on the golf course. Will passed away suddenly on July 1st, 2017, and his legacy lives on through this scholarship program and its mission to assist young athletes with their college expenses. An annual scholarship will be awarded to a young golfer or athlete who excels in their sport and academically. Tanner Robinson of Trinity Christian Academy is the recipient of the inaugural Will Piva House Memorial Scholarship. Robinson played golf, tennis, and football for the Lions. Robinson qualified for state all 5 years as a member of the golf team. During his senior year, Robinson was the district runner-up and shot his career best lowest round on the final day of the tournament. He ranked 3rd place in the region his junior year and 4th place in both the district and region his sophomore year. On the tennis court, Robinson helped lead his team to a state championship title and was named to the all-region team as a sophomore. He was district and regional runner-up his junior year. With a 4.0 GPA, Robinson plans to attend Blue Mountain College in Mississippi. Congratulations, Tanner.
Congratulations to our 2019 scholarship winners. Let's give them another round of applause. I want to remind you now, we told you about these pledge cards and becoming a friend of the Hall of Fame. We're going to have some folks come around, some maybe board members, some athletes to help us out to come around and pick those up. And be sure to become a friend of the Hall of Fame. When we come back, we're going to meet the 2019 inductees, so stay with us.
The JEA app. With it, you may view the electric outage map, report electric outages, receive electric outage alerts, view your current account information in real time. You can even make a payment with one click. Name, account number, you're in. Convenient access with the free JEA app, keeping you connected with JEA today.
Sports Plus has provided free athletic trainers from the beginning, and they go above and beyond.
And it's really a community that is being blessed by the services that they provide.
Every day I can come to work. I don't have to be worried about if we have an injury because they are there.
Having somebody that it's not just passionate, but that cared about our children and our student athletes is vital, and Sports Plus certainly do that.
Well, this is a great part of the program because you not only get to meet one Trey, you're going to get to meet two Treys. Let's go to the first Trey and see what he has to say.
Thank you. Tonight I have the pleasure of introducing a really special young man. This former USJ football captain was a two-time Mr. Football award winner and the #1 overall recruit in the country according to ESPN. This Bruin standout was named first team high school All-American by every organization in the world and is currently a student athlete at the University of Tennessee. After the 2017 season, Trey was named to the FWAA Freshman All-American team, the 247 True Freshman All-American team, and was a first-team Freshman All-SEC award winner. In 2018, Trey was rated the 59th player in all of college football. Without further delay, I'd like to introduce Trey Smith.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you. Ease it up a little bit. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, my personal Lord and Savior. I'd like to give God the glory before I do anything, for allowing me to be up here and speak before you guys tonight. I want to take my story back to where I first was born. I was born June 16th, 1999 in Jackson, Madison General Hospital, and I wouldn't stop crying. My parents got nervous, they're almost baffled. Doctors were worried. They started running tests. They started, what's wrong with this kid? What's wrong with this kid? After the test came back, they figured I was just hungry. It was a little bit prior before the feeding time, but eventually I got my food and I settled down. But I want to fast forward to my kindergarten year. For me, that was a very important year in my life. It was my first year attending the University School of Jackson, better known as USJ. At first, I had issues making friends. I was very scared of everybody. I wasn't always this big, and back in that time, I was a little scared of a lot of people. I was always anxious walking up to new people, meeting new teachers, doing new things. I remember sitting in recess. I would watch other kids play recess. I would watch them go on the field, play soccer, do different things, interact with each other, and I just sat there and watched. I didn't know how to do it. Now, over time, I sat out there and I watched kids play soccer. And I'm not particularly a soccer fan, but this moment sticks with me to this day. I remember watching the kids play soccer day in and day out. And one day I decided, you know what, I'm going to go in there and give it a shot. Very soon, my nickname was the Savior because of how well I was able to deflect balls from going into the goal. Now, this is sort of my niche at the time because there I started to establish friendships with people. I started communicating. I started opening up a little bit more because I had an avenue where I could talk to other people. Fast forward to my kindergarten teacher, Ms. Beth Hudson. I really can blame her for my infatuation with the sport of football. Her son was actually a manager at the University of Alabama. He who shall not be named. Yeah, her son was a manager, and he gave me the experience of actually going to a football game, going to the locker room, meeting the head coach, taking a picture on the field. And from that point on, I knew my calling. I always wanted to be a Division I SEC football player. While growing up, the man I look up to the most, my dad, was always mentioned as a great football player. No matter if it was at my sister's high school basketball games, whether I'm going to a grocery store, people always told me how great my dad was at football. And that truly impacted me. I always wanted to be great. It impacted me so much that my first year of playing organized tackle football in 5th grade, I chose to honor his legacy with the number 73, the same number he wore. Now, when I first started playing football, I was scared. I didn't have the courage. I was anxious about everything. Just like my social skills going back to kindergarten, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But one day, I closed my eyes, prayed to God, looked at myself a little bit, realized my stature is a little bit more than most people. I just hit as hard as I could, and I had success that I couldn't fathom. Now, legendary offensive lineman Orlando Pace stated, "Always remember the dream begins as a dream." For me, my dream started when I was 7 years old. Now, when I was 10 years old, I sat in this very seats you all were sitting in today. My sister actually received a scholarship from the Jackson Madison Sports Hall of Fame. Now, the keynote speaker that night was Philip Fulmer. Prior to the event, other than my dad speaking about him in the car on the way to the actual event, I had no knowledge of who he was other than that he was a head football coach here at the University of Tennessee. One thing I did know was that there was a buzz in this town that he was coming. Now, my dad bought a football for me to get signed by Philip Fulmer. I remember sitting during the event, not really listening. I was too young to really understand what he was truly saying. But I remember walking up to him, shaking his hand, and letting him sign the football. Now, after that moment, I went back to the table and pondered for a bit. I thought about the fact that a single signature from a man could carry that much weight, that a single signature could make something that had no value at first have a significant value. After meeting Coach Fulmer, I started to dream about myself. I started thinking about football. I started dreaming about the person I was going to become. I started dreaming about playing SEC football at a high level. Later on that night, my dad asked to see the ball. Now, when I brought the ball to his surprise, he saw my signature. During the event, I was practicing in broken cursive at the time, writing Trey Smith one letter at a time, over and over and over again, because I knew one day that I wanted that same amount of respect that he had, that one day I dreamed to be greater, I dreamed to be a great person, that I dreamed that I'll be able to accomplish greatness. As I close the night, I want to inspire the kids, even adults in the audience today. I want you not to fear failure because it is important to success. For every dream must be dreamed. Visualize it, see it, dream it. In order to accomplish a dream, failure is a must. Perseverance, resiliency, and determination are what's required to reach your dreams, goals, and aspirations. Thank you guys for having me tonight.
I have the honor of asking Trey a few questions that some people in the audience might want to know, so we'll get started.
Let's do it.
All right. Talk about what it's like to be back home in your home community speaking to kids whose shoes you were once in.
Yeah, I always love coming back to Jackson. You know, it means a lot being able to impact the youth in a positive manner. You know, just inspiring people to dream. I don't think we do that enough sometimes because, you know, the possibilities, there's no limit to what you can accomplish in life.
Do you mind talking a little bit about your health and where you are in terms of playing football again?
Yeah. As of now, I'm giving God. It's in his hands, you know. I'm doing exactly what the doctors and the coaches are telling me to do. In terms of preparation every day, nothing changes. I'm still going to class every day, doing all the lifts I can, trying to get stronger, trying to accomplish my goals, trying to get my degree in the time I need to get it in.
Well, the eye test says you're ready right now, but I guess God knows for sure. How about some of your favorite memories playing at University School of Jackson?
You know, I was able to see somebody tonight. It means a lot to me, Coach Mickey Marley. And, you know, I actually had the opportunity to lift in middle school with the high school team. It was a big experience for me. And it's funny looking back on times now that the times I thought were like suffering, all the conditioning and stuff he made us do, those are some of my fondest moments. And another one was playing FRA, Franklin Road Academy, my junior year, actually. They were undefeated. No one really gave us a shot the whole season, pretty much to that standpoint. But I remember we went to their house, beat them well, and then we came back and celebrated. But I mean, that was probably one of the greatest moments.
What was it like being one of the most highly sought-after recruits in America?
It can get hectic. I mean, my dad can attest. There are times I've had not even lying, about 100 messages, text messages overnight, just because the contact period had just ended and coaches wanted to be the first ones to reach out to me. It was really more of a blessing than a curse, in my opinion. It can get pretty busy sometimes, and you can't necessarily do everything you want to do. But I was really thankful to experience that.
This is something I try to articulate sometimes to young athletes. Explain a little bit about the difference of who Trey Smith is on the field versus who Trey Smith is off the field.
Yeah, that's a funny one. It took me a while to understand that. Off the field, you can approach me. I'm going to be nice. I'll treat anybody the same way. I'm pretty laid back, I want to think. Chill guy, play video games. Same thing every kid my age does. But on the field, it's strictly business. I got a goal at hand. I got to accomplish it. If you're in my way, get out of my way or get ran over. That's all it is to it. It's a very business mentality because that's what it comes down to.
All right. How about the pressures of being such a number one recruit, like I've said, and then the pressure from your home state school and possibility of attending University of Tennessee?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure being the number one overall recruit, especially on ESPN, how highly publicized that is. I really didn't feel it fully until I went to the All-American game, just the way cameras were on me. You just have to conduct yourself in a different manner. It can be hard a lot of times, just different things you have to do to be the best, coming in day in and out, working your butt off every day because somewhere someone's looking at you trying to surpass you and everything you do.
How much of your success would you say was natural, God-given ability, and how much has been hard work, dedication by you?
Going back to Coach Marley, obviously the size is God-given. You can't knock that. But if you could ask Coach Marley, when I first started working out, I was uncoordinated, pretty chubby, soft, you know what I mean? A lot of days I spent at the USJ complex, at the field, working my butt off every day, pushing sleds, running stadiums, getting in extra work after I lift, jump roping every day, even when I'm back home on breaks, working drill work in the yard. When spring break comes down, people are going to the beach, I'm staying at home lifting. That's what's required to be great. You have to make a lot of sacrifices to get what you want in life.
Absolutely. Could you talk a little bit about an average day for you in Knoxville during football season?
Let's go through the injured scenario. That's the worst one. Let's say I have an ankle injury. My day starts 6 a.m. sharp, and I go to the training room, and let's hope I don't have an 8 a.m. because in the training room I'll probably be there for about an hour and a half to 2 good hours. Shower, go to my class, go to classes for about 2 to 3 hours, come back, get film in, go to the training room again, get a second round of treatment, get taped, go to practice for around 3 hours, get out of practice. Coach wants me to see him for more film, so probably get out of the complex around 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night. So it's a full rotation, full day.
What are you studying in school, and what do you hope to do career-wise once your playing days are finished?
As of now, I'm a sports management major, and my ultimate goal is to play in the NFL. But however, I also want to be offensive line coach at a major Division I university.
And finally, talk about the importance of other activities, clubs, and other things that you're involved with outside of football.
Yeah, it's very important to be well-rounded. A lot of times in high school I got in trouble, focusing only on football. And luckily my parents were able to persuade me to do different events and things. But one of the programs I'm involved with right now at the university is the Vols Leaders Program. And basically it's just an outreach program to help anybody in need. Especially we're trying to help people through sports because sports is the great denominator between all people. I might not know how to speak Chinese, but if I start playing basketball, anybody can come up and play with me. So I've had a lot of great experiences with that program, but it's extremely important to be well-rounded in everything you do.
Well, Trey, I can speak for myself, and I think a lot of people in this town that we're very proud to have you represent us. We wish you nothing but the best, and we're all praying for you to be healthy and be able to pursue whatever career you see fit. Thank you for coming tonight.
So thanks for having us. Having me.
Great job, the two Treys there. Good to see them together. Two little bitty guys, you know, kind of sitting there together. So we're going to take a time out, and then we're going to meet our class of 2019. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
From time to time, life may throw us a curveball. Even with the best of efforts, maintaining the essentials like utilities can be difficult. With Utilicare, you can make a donation to help provide utility assistance to families right here in Jackson. Your contribution makes a difference for those families struggling to pay utility bills. Go online to learn more or donate. jaxenergy.com/Utilicare.
Sports Plus has gone above and beyond on things that they probably didn't have to do. You know, calling your home at night, checking on an athlete, just being there with us at games.
Since establishing this relationship, it has been nothing but positive. They put the kids first.
Their students getting quality care at the point of impact whenever it first happens.
They're part of the staff. They're actually part of our staff. They become your fans. They become part of the kid's family.
And again, a great service that allows us to just coach.
And welcome back, and we're going to start our induction ceremonies now for the 2019 Hall of Fame class. Our first inductee is Coach North. And yeah, that's all right. Give him a round of applause. Somebody came up to me not too long ago, and they said, you know, I saw Coach North tonight. Said he was out pretty late. You have car trouble or something? And he said, you know, I think he was going in to listen to some music. And I said, well, he was going in to listen to his grandson play there. That's what he was doing. Yeah, he was listening to some music there. Let's take a look back at Coach's career.
Joe North is recognized for nearly 40 years of coaching basketball at the middle and high school level in West Tennessee. North graduated from Raymer High School in 1969, where he played for the legendary coach Marvin Williams. Over his 4 years, North scored over 1,300 points and had an overall record of 102-23, earning All-State honors. Over his career, North coached over 1,000 games, garnering an 853 and 289 overall record, 462 and 151 in high school boys, 182 and 69 in high school girls, 103-39 in middle school boys, and 106 and 30 in middle school girls. North is a 12-time District Coach of the Year and 4-time Jackson Sun West Tennessee Coach of the Year. He was also voted as the Coca-Cola Referees Coach of the Year twice. At the high school level, North had coaching stints at Bells, Bolivar Central, Crockett County, Adamsville, Dyersburg, Northside, and Trinity. He also coached middle school basketball at Mickey, Adamsville, and USJ. Most notably, North prides himself in helping over 50 of his players pursue college ball. And he inspired 24 of his former players to become coaches at various levels, including current USJ head coach Tony Schutz and Sacred Heart of Jesus head coach Nick Beauregard. North currently lives in Jackson and enjoys volunteering for various local teams. Please welcome 2019 inductee, Joe North.
Thank you. I appreciate that much. It's very great award as this is. Getting to see so many people I haven't seen so long is even more gratifying. Many of my former players here, family here tonight, a lot of old friends. which I think so much of, ministers, coaches, and some of the referees. So anyway, I want you to remember one thing before I begin. If you borrow an ideal from someone else, another coach, a drill, an offense, a special play, etc., and use it for 3 years, you can call it your own, you can rename it, and say and tell everyone you created it. And but anyway, about 20 years ago, I was at a coaching clinic, and a very famous coach was speaking, and he broke out singing "I Did It My Way" by Frank Sinatra. And what seemed like the 13th verse, my mind got to wondering, and I got to realizing that I've never done anything my way. Everything I've ever done in life, I stole from someone else, or every ideal, every thought, etc. And I want to mention a few of these people. First off, I want to mention my mom. My mother was the most selfless, unselfish person I've ever met in my life. But I'm going to bet a lot of y'all can say about that about your moms. But her saying, I'll never forget this: think about yourself. You'll never be unhappy. My father is Fred North. My father's the greatest man I ever met in my entire life. I never heard him say a curse word my entire life. I never heard him say a bad thing about another human being. My father was a hard worker, and I was very proud of him. He would always tell me, work hard, but work with a purpose. My high school coach, Marvin Williams, is legendary. From him, I learned that practice should be harder than the game. I was assistant coach for Mark Massey at Adamsville for 2 years. Mark Massey is the greatest motivator of kids I've ever seen. He taught me to be a positive motivator, because players play best when you motivate positively. When I became the head coach at Bolivar Central High School, I was like 26 years old. And I was chewed up and spit out a lot by older, more experienced coaches. But a man by the name of Marvin Day, who was the head coach at Middleton High School, took me under his wing. He would talk to me almost every Wednesday night. And from Marvin Day, I learned so much about game coaching, because there's such an art to game coaching. He was the best I ever saw at it. My greatest mentor, however, was Coach Don Meyer at David Lipscomb. I worked every camp, clinic, everything he did for 10 years. Coach Meyer was an inspiration to me and hundreds of other coaches throughout Tennessee during his time here in Tennessee. To him, I learned to pay attention to detail. One night while I was coaching at Bolivar, and I have several of my players here that was playing in that game, we were losing by 8 points. My wife, who sat behind me, because they had this crazy rule that coaches had to sit in their seat during the entire game, and her job was to push me down every time I got up. And my manager, Link Polk, was sitting beside her, and he called her, everybody on my team called her Mama. And my wife said, "We're going to get beat. Coach has got to do something." And Link said, "Don't worry. Coach will figure something out." Well, I called timeout. I'll never forget this. I heard them say that. I called timeout, and I looked at my players, and they looked in their eyes that said, "Just tell us what to do, Coach. Tell us what to do, and we'll win the game." That meant so much to me. You have no idea. Because I realized then that my players believed in me. I was so full of myself when I got home, I realized that nothing's going to work if your players don't believe in you. But then I got to realizing how selfish I was. Because you see, I should have been believing in them just as much as they were believing in me. If you want to have a successful marriage, successful business, successful anything, you must believe in each other. I've been in a classroom from the time I was 5 years old until I was 64. It was structured. I was either in a classroom, a gymnasium, a ball field, etc. for those years, almost 50 years or 60 years. I can't remember anymore. But at any rate, then my grandson comes along. My grandson's a musician. He has a band called the Skeleton Crew. He is more than just a friend. Cameron Briley play all over the southeast United States. And all of a sudden, I got to meet another group of people. I realized there's more people in this world, just teachers and coaches. And they are really wonderful people out there. And it created a new life for me, and it made me realize how untalented and how unimportant I was. I have 2 daughters. My wife and I married in 1982, and I ended up having immediately a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old daughter, Shannon and Stephanie. And when we got married, we had 1 bathroom. 2 teenage daughters and a wife in 1 bathroom. I immediately learned something called patience, and I'm still learning it from them today. My wife is the greatest source of energy to me. When we were first married, we were driving down a country road, and she said, "Stop the car, stop the car." And I stopped. She grabbed a pair of scissors out of the glove, ran the ditch, cut flat, and pulled. And she had the most beautiful bouquet you've seen in your life and the biggest smile you've ever seen. You see, my wife taught me there's beauty in almost everything. My best friend sitting with me tonight, his name's Tim Smith. Tim Smith, I became a friend of his because he's the only guy I could find that's just as bad a golfer as I am. But after playing with him for several years, I realized that Tim Smith is a whole lot more than that. Tim Smith is a guy who does what he says what he does, and his word is his bond. But the greatest of all inspirations is my Lord and Savior. He gave us, the second greatest thing he ever gave me and all of you is the Bible. He gave it to us, and in my opinion, for one reason. He knows everything there is to know about me. But he gave me the Bible so I could find out more about him, so I could grow closer to him. Thank you.
You know, I learned something else about Coach North there, too. You can't see it. This year we instituted a timer, kind of like those award shows. A timer to a coach is like that clock on the wall for a preacher. They don't mean a thing. Nothing at all. Let's meet our second inductee of the 2019 Hall of Fame class, Ellen Renfro Reed. Let's take a look.
Ellen Renfro Reed is recognized for her unprecedented softball career at Trinity Christian Academy, University of Tennessee, and professionally with the Chicago Bandits. Over her career at TCA, Renfro helped lead the Lions to 224 wins, including 4 Class A state championships and 5 consecutive district, regional, and sectional championships. She completed her career with a .31 ERA, 115-9 record from the mound, and 1,335 strikeouts with more than 20 no-hitters. The Jackson Sun recognized Reed as his 2009 and 10 All-West Tennessee Pitcher of the Year, 2008 Player of the Year, and 2006 Newcomer of the Year. She was named All-State 4 seasons, All-District 5 seasons, and All-District MVP twice. After her senior season, Reed was recognized as the 2010 Gatorade Tennessee Softball Player of the Year, Max Prep Softball All-American, and ESPN Rise All-American Second Team. Upon graduation from TCA, Reed moved across the state to Knoxville to pitch alongside her sister Ivy for the Tennessee Lady Vols. She quickly made a name for herself, tallying a 26-7 record with a 1.50 ERA, 259 strikeouts over 201 innings as a rookie. During her time in Tennessee, Reed helped lead the Lady Vols to 2 Women's College World Series appearances, including a runner-up performance in 2013. Reed finished her career at Tennessee with a 1.65 ERA and a 102-25 record. In her 4-year career, she threw 84 complete games, 41 shutouts, and 2 no-hitters, and struck out 1,005 batters in 175 appearances. She is only one of 3 Lady Vol pitchers to win 30 games in a single season, joining her sister Ivy. Reed was a 2-time NFCA All-American, 2011 and 12, and a 4-time NFCA All-South Region pick, a 3-time Top 25 finalist for USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year, and a 3-time All-SEC selection. As a senior in 2014, she went 30-8 with a 2.02 ERA and 245 strikeouts. A model student athlete, Reed was named the 2014 Capital One Academic All-American of the Year for softball and the 2014 SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year. She was also a three-time Capital One Academic All-American in 2012, 13, and 14. In 2014, the Chicago Bandits drafted Reed, and she played one season before pursuing a career in coaching. She's had coaching stints at the University of Memphis, Bethel University, and the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. In 2018, she and her husband John settled in Morristown, Tennessee, where she is currently serving as the head softball coach at Lakeview Christian Academy. Please welcome 2019 inductee Ellen Renfro Reed.
I want to start by saying what an honor it is to be sitting on this stage with this incredible and talented group of people. Thank you to the committee for even considering me to be among the 2019 Jackson-Madison County Hall of Fame class. This has truly been a humbling experience for me. Thank you to those who have worked tirelessly for the last several months to make this night possible and so special for myself and these inductees. As we have approached this day, I've had a chance to reflect upon what brought me to this moment. I've had a chance upon the different people who have had an impact on my life. I've been able to think back on the memories shared with my teammates, dogpiling on the softball field in Murfreesboro, on the hours spent in the gym pitching with my dad, the miles we put on our vehicles to drive to pitching lessons, the pep talks from coaches to get me through hard days. I could go on, but I do want to thank some specific people who have made a huge impact, not just on my softball career, but in my life as well. The only person I know to start with is the one who has been and is my rock and my foundation. He is my strength and ever-present help in time of need, and his name is Jesus. Without him, I would not be standing up here on this stage. So often I hear people thank God for the victories in their life, and he absolutely deserves all the credit for those in my life on and off the softball field. However, I'm even more thankful for the times that I struggled, because it was in those moments when Jesus was able to do what only he could do. I can remember sitting in the dugout with Ivy before one of our games at Tennessee, feeling tired and overwhelmed. It was in that moment that I was weak emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally. My sister had to remind me sitting in that dugout that I play for an audience of one. I give my best to honor him regardless of what happens. To my dad, I know you had to get tired of sitting on a bucket every day, because let's be honest, I got tired of seeing you there. I would not be up here on this stage if it wasn't for you. I think as I have grown older, I have a greater appreciation for the investment that you and Mom put into our softball careers and lives. I can remember day after day you coming over to Trinity to catch us after school up in the gym in the mezzanine. I can remember the hot and humid days in the summer when we would drive over to the softball field at Trinity to pitch. We would get out of the car and say, well, here we are again, and get to work. I remember you driving to Nashville or Memphis for us to get pitching lessons while we sat in the back of the car doing homework or sleeping. Let's not talk about the toll it has taken on you physically. We may have given you a few broken toes and rigid shins along the way as well. Again, I could bore y'all with many more stories, but Dad, thank you for believing in me and pushing me every day to be my absolute best. To my mom, thank you for being a gentle landing place for my sisters and I. You were always there to encourage me and lift my spirits when I didn't think I could handle the stress. College was a constant battle, from schoolwork to early morning workouts to long practices and even harder games. You were my personal therapist. You were always there to help point me back to what was most important in life, and that was my relationship with Christ. Thank you for being an example of what it looks like to pursue eternity when life gets hard. I am forever thankful for your constant love and support even today. To my sweet sisters, Ivy and Anna, one is here with us tonight. but I don't have words to explain how thankful I am for each of you. You are my best friends through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thank you for being teammates that push me every single day simply by giving your best. Thank you for being the ultimate competitors and challenging me to do the same. Thank you for having my back when I couldn't get the job done. I'm so blessed to call you my sisters and thankful for the opportunity to play the game of softball with both of you for as long as we did. You guys were and still are my rocks, and I wouldn't have made it without either of you. To the countless coaches who have invested in my life. First, to Steve West. You were the first person to give this little 7-year-old girl a chance to fall in love with the game. To Pat Williams, who was one of my travel ball coaches, thank you for teaching me what it meant to play the game hard and fast. To Jeremy and Jill Higdon, thank you for coaching me with a passion and showing me what it meant to compete and play with the love for the game. I think those two were more intense coaches than any of us were players. To Ralph and Karen Weekly and Marty McDaniel from the University of Tennessee. I want to thank them for giving this little Tennessee girl a chance to wear an orange uniform. I will never forget the first time putting that orange jersey on, standing in that locker room. It felt so surreal and like a dream. I remember thinking, is this really happening to me? They taught me so much about what it meant to conduct myself in a professional way. They taught me how to be organized, how to be focused, and how to pursue excellence in every area. And finally, to Robert Kraft. You challenged me, encouraged me, allowed me to fail, and made me a better person. I can remember times when he would pull me aside before practice when I was struggling and encourage me to continue being the player that he knew I could be. Thank you for believing in me and showing me what it looks like to pursue Christ as an athlete. I think I have an even greater appreciation for you now as I am coaching my own group of high school softball players. I don't think I realized how challenging it could be to coach and teach teenage girls. Much appreciation for you. But seriously, thank you for your patience, time spent away from your family, and your investment into my life as a person and an athlete. To all my teammates, thank you for putting in the hard work right next to me. Thank you for having my back when I screwed up and made me look better than I was so often. I would not be standing up here today without the hard work that my teammates put in as well. And lastly, thank you to all of my family and friends for the love and support that you have shown over the years and still today. Aunt Liz, Uncle Chris, Granddaddy, me, Mama. Next to my parents, you all were my biggest fans. You sat through my best and worst moments and never wavered in your love for me. My softball career has afforded me the opportunity of a lifetime and one that I will remember forever. I would not be where I am today doing what I love without those who I've mentioned tonight. Thank you again to those who have made this night so special for my family and I. And congratulations to the rest of the class of 2019. Thank you.
Our next inductee, ready to meet him and look back at his life, and he has an inspiring life. Let's take a look back with Brandon Rowland.
Brandon Rowland is recognized for his outstanding athletic and personal achievements despite immense adversity he experienced since childhood. In 1987, at the age of 6, Rowland was diagnosed with a very rare blood condition called disseminated intravascular coagulation, or DIC. He was hospitalized, much of the time in extremely critical condition, at Le Bonheur Children's Medical Center in Memphis for more than 9 weeks. Within the first 2 weeks, both legs were amputated below the knees. Afterward, he endured numerous skin graft surgeries and revisions to help his limbs begin to heal. Then his journey toward creating a new normal began with physical therapy and other subsequent surgeries. Rowland was determined that his story would not be one of tragedy, but one of triumph. And indeed, Rowland's life has been full of personal and athletic triumphs. As a middle school student at USJ, Rowland played basketball, baseball, soccer, and tennis on his knees. During Rowland's senior year at USJ, he was honored by being selected to the 1999 USJ Hall of Fame. Also, during his senior year, he was invited to join the Jackson Generals, a wheelchair basketball team sponsored by West Tennessee Healthcare. He led the Generals to 2 consecutive National Wheelchair Basketball Association championships and was named to the All-Tournament team in 2000 and 2001 and 2. He was named the most valuable player in 2002. He scored 35 points, had 15 assists, and 10 rebounds in the championship game. He averaged a triple-double for the season. Rowland had the unique opportunity to try out for the U.S. wheelchair basketball team at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs in 2002. He was selected as a person of inspiration to be one of the 19 torchbearers when the Olympic flame passed through Jackson on its way to Salt Lake City in 2002 for the Winter Olympics. When it came time for college, Rowland received multiple scholarship offers from Division I wheelchair basketball programs. He decided to attend UT Martin, where he was heavily involved in intramural sports with his fraternity, Pi Kappa Alpha. He graduated from UTM magna cum laude with a BS and MBA degrees. After graduating from UTM, Rowland renewed his passion for golf. He was the Canadian National Open Multiple Division Champion in 2005. He won 3 National Amputee Golf Association National Championships, 13, 15, and 18. He has been selected 6 times to play on the USA International Cup golf team, winning all of his matches. The International Cup is the amputee version of the Ryder Cup. Rowland is the only multiple amputee to qualify for the Tennessee Mid-Amateur Golf Championship. In addition to golf, he is also an avid hunter and fisherman. Rowland continues to inspire others, especially new and recent amputees. He also has speaking engagements with civic clubs, church groups, school groups, and medical classes. He currently works in sales and marketing for Foru Prosthetics. He lives in Jackson with his wife and high school sweetheart, Sarah. Please welcome 2019 inductee, Brandon Rowland.
I'm not sure if that was really me or not, but we'll go with it all. First off, I want to congratulate my fellow inductees into the Hall of Fame this year, and I'd like to also congratulate all the ones before me that are here tonight that I got to meet and the ones that couldn't make it tonight. I'm pretty honored to be part of the group. Thank you to Dr. Higgs for my pediatrician when I was young. He nominated me, and certainly to the Hall of Fame voters for their votes. I thought it was pretty cool that the voters were able to recognize a person with disabilities, that they can be athletes too. I've got some of my National Wheelchair Basketball Championship teammates over there, and those guys are athletes too. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame Board of Directors, especially Charlie Garrett and Tyrese Miller, who have helped me with everything through this induction process. And when I say that they helped me, it mostly means that they sent me 12 texts, 4 emails, a sternly worded letter, a personal visit, and said, "Don't talk too long." So they must have heard from Charlie that they used to call my mom Chatty Mary Patty, and I will hurry, I promise. Yeah. My mom worked with Charlie's wife at the newspaper. With that in mind, there's no way I could ever thank everyone enough who's played a role in my upbringing and athletic career. Literally, this whole town's been a part of raising me. It would just be unfair to start naming names because I couldn't even scratch the surface. I do appreciate my friends and my family that were able to make it out tonight. It's awesome to see so many supportive people, and it really does mean a lot to me. I see teammates and coaches dating back to middle school days, national championship basketball days, all the way to golf buddies of today. It's great to see everyone. I also want to thank the University School of Jackson and the University of Tennessee at Martin for being supportive of me as a disabled student and supportive of my athletic endeavors that were not necessarily traditional. You might notice UT Martin sent me a tie. USJ didn't for the occasion. So I must have made a little more of an impact at UTM. I don't know. I kind of took James Kirkland to task about that. Maybe I can get one. But also thanks to my friends at all those places that literally carried me on my back, on their backs, all over the place, so I could participate in school activities, hunting and fishing activities. I can never repay y'all enough. My employer, Farouk Prosthetics, has also been very supportive of my amputee golf career, and that means a lot to me too. Lastly, I want to thank my family. To the coolest wife in the world, Sarah. Many people have told me through the years that God has a special place in heaven set aside for you. Basically for putting up with me. Yeah, that's enough of the clapping over there. I'm pretty sure those people are right. You're the best wife in the world. Just when I'm pretty sure I'm going to run out of clean underwear, there's a magic stack that appears in my laundry. So I don't know how she does that, but I'm thankful for it. Also, I've been threatening to trade her in when she turns 40. I'm not going to do that. You're too good to me. I love you, and thanks for everything you do for us. To my sisters, Amy and Sally, I appreciate all the love and support through the years. It wasn't easy growing up with me, with my parents having to be gone a lot because of doctor's appointments and all that stuff. I also appreciate the hours that you were able to come watch me play basketball, or forced to watch me play basketball or tennis or golf or whatever. But I do want to apologize to y'all, however, because I am Mom and Dad's favorite. Obviously, you know I'm kidding. Y'all might can tell, but I'm a little too big of a smart aleck to be the favorite. Kay, our godmother, thank you for being at everything all three of us have ever done. Few people are lucky enough to have a true godmother. Amy and Sally and I are. Thank you for all the love through the years. I do want to publicly apologize to you for setting that napkin on fire at Rafferty's back in the day. It was an accident, and I'm glad nobody got hurt. To my parents, Mary Pat and Jim, I know the Sports Hall of Fame was probably the least of your thoughts in February 1987, but here I stand, and it's mostly because of the way I was raised. I've always told people I figured this was harder on y'all than on me. A quick, funny story. My timer's counting down, but I'm going to keep on going. I noticed Trey Smith didn't have the countdown, so I'm going on. A few years after I was sick, my parents took me to a psychiatrist-type guy, and they wanted me to talk to him, and so I talked to him, they talked to him, and after it was over, they said, well, they asked the guy, like, what do you think? And they said, the doctor, whatever he was, said, well, he's fine, but y'all two probably need to come back. So, in all seriousness, I do appreciate all the love and support, the rides to practices and games, doctor's appointments, prosthetic appointments, and funding all of my sports and hobbies through the years. Y'all probably could have retired years ago if it weren't for me. I love y'all. If you were listening, when I was diagnosed with disseminated intravascular coagulation, doctors called it death is coming. And they told my parents to start preparing for the worst. At that time, I had about a 5% chance of making it. And only with God's help, the prayers literally of hundreds of people in this room, thousands of people in this community, and very skilled doctors at Le Bonheur did I manage to make it. Obviously missing both of my legs, but I would not trade being an amputee for anything. I wouldn't trade my legs if you could give them back to me. It's literally taken me all over this country, competing in golf and basketball and other activities. I've competed in New York to Arizona to Florida to Oregon and everywhere in between. I've made friends all over the world, gotten to meet some really cool people, done some unbelievable things, and probably gotten out of trouble a time or two along the way. It's not all bad. You get to skip to the front of the line at amusement parks. You get to park close at concerts and sporting events. So it's not all bad. You may not believe me, but the only thing that I've really wondered about through this whole process, all I ever cared about is I wanted to know how fast I could have run. My dad was allegedly smart back in the day. He's from Ohio, so nobody can really corroborate his stories. But I've seen my sisters run, and let's just say I might not have been that fast. One thing, I got a couple quick things. One thing I do want to encourage you all to do is something that I figured out at a very young age. Do not take your friends, your family, your health, your life, anything for granted. Spend as much time as possible with those that you love. Laugh, have fun, share, travel. Just be together. And don't put off something you're wanting to do until later. Go and do as much as you can when you can do it. We have no guarantees in our life, and we only get one shot at this. I figured that if you're lucky enough one day for someone to walk up to you and say, hey, this is it, your time here is over, you're going to look back to experiences with friends and family, wins and losses, all the fun things you got to do along the way. I doubt you'll think about how much TV you watched, how much money you saved, or other material things. What you will do is you will regret the things that you did not do. I want no regrets. In conclusion, I want to tell you something that I hope you will take with y'all for the rest of your life, and I'm serious about this. It's something I know for sure, and I want you to know also. It's helped me for the past 32 years, and it will for many, many more. I've never worried why DIC happened to me. In fact, I'm glad it happened to me and not someone else. The reason why I'm not worried is I know that everything happens for a reason. God will not put something on you that you cannot handle. I would like for each of you to remember that as we go out and face our own challenges. Sometimes we may be able to figure out the reason something good or bad happened. Sometimes we cannot. But trust me, I've seen it work far too many times just in my 38 short years not to believe it. I love all of you, and this has been an incredible experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. And Mary Pat, you know, I was talking about the first time I met him, you know, many years back, and he was young and short. He's got your gift of talk, I'll tell you that. Yeah, he can talk like that. Our next inductee is somebody that you're familiar with here if you're from Jackson and Madison County. He is our 29 Hall of Fame inductee, Dexter Williams. Let's look at his career.
A native of Treasant, Tennessee, Dexter Williams is recognized for his basketball career as a student athlete at West Carroll High School and Union University, as well as the impact he's made on our community as a high school coach and education administrator. As an all-state basketball player for West Carroll, Williams led his team to the first ever state tournament berth in school history for any sport. He received all-district, all-region, all-West Tennessee, and all-state honors. Ranking 7th in his class, Williams received a full academic scholarship to play college ball for Union University's Bulldogs, where he was named All-American Scholar. Upon graduating from Union in 2000, Williams embarked upon an unprecedented coaching career. Most notably, Williams led Jackson to its first ever high school state championship in high school boys basketball in 2006 and 2007 as head coach at Liberty Technology High School. This accomplishment put Liberty in the national basketball rankings for the first time in Jackson-Madison County school history. Not only is Liberty the youngest high school to ever win a state championship, Williams is the youngest head coach to ever win back-to-back state championships. Williams received numerous coaching accolades, including District 12 AA Boys Basketball Coach of the Year, Tennessee Boys Basketball Coach of the Year, Tennessee Sports Writers Association Boys Basketball Coach of the Year, Best of the West Coach of the Year, West Tennessee Boys Basketball Coach of the Year, On the Ball Basketball Coach of the Year, Southeastern Region Coach of the Year finalist, AF Bridges Male Coach of the Year, District 13 AAA Coach of the Year, and in 2016, Union University honored Williams with the Distinguished Achievement Award in Athletics. In 2008, Williams transitioned into education administration, serving as assistant principal at Liberty before being promoted to principal at Tigert Middle School. He later served as head basketball coach at Milan High School, human resources and transportation supervisor for Milan Special School District, and principal and athletic director at West Carroll Junior and Senior High School. Currently, Williams is the superintendent for the West Carroll Special School District. He's heavily involved in the community and is serving as the president of the Down Syndrome Association of West Tennessee, advisory board of Union University EDGE program, and District 7 representative for TSSAA Legislative Council. Williams is married to Amber, a former basketball player at Lambuth University and current educator and girls basketball coach. Together, they have 3 children, Kaylee, Carson, and Caleb. Please welcome 2019 inductee, Dexter Williams.
Thank you. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to stand before you tonight as I'm being inducted into the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. First and foremost, I want to thank God for blessing me and taking care of me. Without him, none of this would be possible. To the officers and board members of this outstanding organization, I say thank you. Thank you for selecting me and including my name to be included with all the outstanding individuals that have already been inducted into the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. I want to personally congratulate the other 4 inductees here on the stage with me tonight. Congratulations to each of you for your accomplishments. I am very thankful for this moment, a moment that will bond us together for the rest of our lives. Congratulations. I must say that when I received the call from the chairman of the board, Mr. Tyrese Miller, it scared me to death. I knew he was in law enforcement, and I'm a school superintendent. And his first statement to me was, "Hey, man, what you doing?" I'm like, nothing. I'm telling you the thoughts that were going through my mind. You talk about nervous. The first thing I'm thinking is, oh, Lord, what in the world has one of my teachers gotten into? What my students done. But, I'm very thankful to get that from Mr. Miller. I went from an extremely nervous person to a very excited person. So thanks for the call, Deputy Chief Tyrese Miller. How did I arrive at this point tonight? I'm here tonight not because of anything that I've done, but because of the sacrifices, hard work, dedication, and selflessness of others. I want to thank my wife, Amber Williams, for her support and the many sacrifices that she's made and continues to make as I coached and pursued my dreams. For you that don't know, it is extremely hard being a spouse of a coach. I know when basketball season used to start in November, I'd tell Amber, well, I guess I'll see you in March. Because that's just how it is. Amber, thank you for everything. My wife and I are extremely proud that our wonderful kids, Kaylee, Caleb, and Carson, get to share this special occasion with us tonight. I want to thank my parents, Anthony and Josephine Williams, for always supporting me throughout the years. I'm very blessed to have them both here tonight still supporting me, so thank you. Having the support of your parents and being successful go hand in hand. It's hard to have one without the other, so thank you, Mom and Dad. I'm happy to have my sister and her daughter, Kiara, here tonight. Also, my mother-in-law, Miss Ricky's here. Also, numerous other family members and friends. I want to thank you all for the support. I was very fortunate enough throughout my basketball career to have some very tough coaches. I'd like to thank my junior high coach, Mr. Homer Hansbrough, my high school coaches, David Hale, John Sneed, and Roy Grant. I want to also thank my college coaches for showing me what it really looked like to work hard and inspired me to want to become a coach. So thank you to Coach Ralph Turner, Mark Campbell, David Niven, Robert Sane, and Ray Lynn Woods. As I began my high school coaching career at Liberty Tech High School, I was blessed with the hardest working group of young men that anyone had ever seen. If you would Google the words coachable, relentless, tenacity, I'd swear you'd see the face of every young man that I coached at Liberty Tech. If you Google the word champion, I have no doubt that those same faces would pop up again. When we were making our first state tournament run back in 2006, the Jackson Sun reporters, Bob Heist, Josh Parrott, and David Thomas brought it to our attention that no boys basketball team from Jackson, Tennessee had ever won a high school state championship. I found that very hard to believe. And what did those young men do that I had? They did it. They pulled it off. In 2006, they became the first team to win a boys high school state championship in the city of Jackson, Tennessee. Then they turned around and did it again in 2007. I tell you all of that to say this. My standing here tonight is a direct reflection of the hard work and dedication of those young men from Liberty Tech. Without them, I would not be standing here. So if any of them are here tonight, I want to ask you to stand, please. I want to publicly thank you guys. Thank you. I want to say thank you for allowing me to coach you. Thanks for your hard work, and thanks for always giving all of you to all of us all the time. I was fortunate to have an outstanding assistant coach at Liberty, Coach Terrell Green. He's here tonight. Thank you, Coach Green. The honor that I'm receiving tonight is yours as well. I'd like to thank the administration that was at Liberty Tech during that time. Athletic Director Flipper Burks, Assistant Principals Dr. June Mary, Mr. Wayne Alexander, and Dr. Eric Jones. They allowed us to do what we need to do in order to build a successful program. Lastly, but certainly not least, I want to offer a special thank you to Mr. Johnny Reynolds. He was the principal at Liberty Tech from 2003 to 2008. He hired me in 2002 and gave me my first opportunity to become a head high school boys basketball coach. He took a chance on me when I had no high school coaching experience at all. I can't begin to tell you how much I owe him and how much I appreciate him. He was my #1 supporter, and I know this because he told me this frequently. He's no longer here with us. He's gone to be with the Lord, and I miss him dearly. I know that he's here in spirit. I know that he's very proud of me, and I know he's looking down tonight with a big smile on his face. My family and I are so honored to have his wife, Miss Ruth Reynolds, here tonight sharing this special occasion with us. Miss Ruth, thanks for sharing your journey with us. Again, I say thank you to everyone that has made this night possible. Thank you for this wonderful honor and recognition, and may God continue to bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
We've made it to our final inductee tonight for the 2019 class. Let's meet Jeff Wyatt and take a look back.
A native of Jackson, Tennessee, Jeff Wyatt is recognized for his baseball career at Southside High School and Union University, as well as the impact he's made on our community as a high school baseball coach. A three-sport athlete, Wyatt played baseball and golf and ran cross country for the Southside Hawks. On the baseball field, Wyatt made a name for himself as one of the best defensive players, starting at third base and shortstop. On offense, Wyatt often batted third or fourth in the lineup, generally leading the team in batting average, RBIs, and home runs. He helped lead the Hawks to 3 district titles in 1996, 97, and 98. Wyatt was a 3-time All-District, All-Region, and All-State selection and named Best Offensive Player and District's Most Valuable Player. Wyatt continued playing baseball in college at Union University, where he was honored as an NAIA All-American selection. In the summer of '99, Wyatt had the unique opportunity to play with the U.S. Athletes International Team. Over his career, Wyatt accumulated multiple Union records, including first all-time with hits in a season, 89, hits in a career, 316, RBIs in a career, 249, total bases in a career, 556, and second all-time with batting average, 387. Home runs in a season with 17, home runs in a career with 46, and most bases in a season at 162. In 2002, after his senior season, Wyatt was named the NAIA All-Region, NAIA Region Player of the Year, Trans-South All-Conference, and Trans-South Conference Player of the Year. Wyatt finished his career with a 387 batting average, 316 hits, 180 runs, 46 home runs, and 249 RBIs. Wyatt's passion for the game led him to begin coaching career after graduating from Union. He became an assistant coach at Ripley High School before returning to his alma mater at Southside. Currently, Wyatt serves as head baseball coach at Southside, where he continues to carry on a tradition of strong baseball programs. Please welcome 2019 inductee, Jeff Wyatt.
Thank you, Edward. What an honor this is to be on this stage tonight. You know, being inducted into the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame is a special honor. This city of Jackson is so rich with such great athletes and coaches throughout its history, and I'm grateful to be included on this list. When I got this call back in January, and I got my call from Greg Hammond, it was a shock. First of all, I was on the way home from picking up pull-ups for Ace, and the phone rang. It's about 8:30, and I'm wondering, why is Greg Hammond calling me on a Thursday at 8:30? And that's when he went into the letting me know that I was being nominated for the Hall of Fame. And I thought, great, maybe I'll get voted in. But a few seconds later, he said, congratulations, you're a Hall of Famer. And, so that was an awkward phone call, I know, for Greg, because I didn't say much. I was in complete shock. So after that, after I was able to overcome the shock, and I spent a lot of nights in deep thought, just trying to figure out why me? How did I get to this point in my life? And the answers I was coming up with was clear. God blessed me with the ability to play this game and play it at a high level, but He also blessed me with the people that I needed to develop as a player and also develop as a person. And most importantly, it's my parents. I wouldn't be here without them. They laid the foundation that I needed to be successful. And I thank my dad for the work ethic and the discipline that I needed to play this game. And when your father is a gunnery sergeant in the United States Marine Corps, you learn a little something about discipline and work ethic. You learn to do things right, and you better do it the first time. So I thank him for that foundation and that discipline that I needed still to this day. Also, my dad, there was 4 of us. I wasn't an only child. He always had time to take us out, play with us after he'd get home from work. He was never too tired. He obviously enjoyed it, take us out, play ball, take us fishing. He was never too tired to do that. And I'm, with kids now and coaching my own team, I don't know how he did it. I mean, I get home, I'm ready for a nap. But he would get home and take us out in the backyard and, hit us balls, play wiffle ball with us. And, that had a lot to do with my success later in life. My dad coached me for several years, and he taught me how to play the game hard. He taught me how to play the game the right way, and he taught me how to handle failure. He coached me for probably 3 or 4 years growing up. He let me know early on that there was going to be a point where he could not coach me anymore, and he told me that when you start leading off, when you can lead off the base, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. But I think the best thing that he did for me was he let me go. He let me go. When I got to a point where I needed to move on to other coaches, he let me go. He made sure I knew that he was no longer my coach. Whoever's coaching you, he's your boss now. He's your coach. You listen to him. And he stayed away. He stayed out of it and let me be coached by somebody else. And to this day, I think that was one of the best things he ever did for me. He let me go. It helped that I had outstanding coaches in my life after that, Coach Groh and Coach Rushing, which I'll get to them in just a few minutes. My mom, who was always my biggest fan, always there to cheer me on when I was successful, and most importantly, pick me up when I was failing. Because despite what the video says, there was a lot of failures. It was baseball. There's a lot of failures. She's always there to lift me up and boost my spirits. And I can't say enough about what she did as a mother. If there's a Hall of Fame for sports mothers, I think she's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And for what she did with the 4 of us all playing on different teams at different fields. I think she had 4 personal assistants that we didn't know about. I don't know how she did it, but thank you for all you did, Mom and Dad. I love you. My brothers introduced me to the game. I had 2 older brothers, Doug and John. From the moment I could walk, I was trying to get out there and play with them and just be part of the game. I don't know if they realized it at the time, but they were training their youngest brother to be better than them eventually. I remember as soon as I could swing a bat, they had me hitting them fungos. I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and I'm hitting them ground balls and fly balls, and they were developing me as a hitter. We played many games in the backyard. That's how we learned the game. Wiffle ball and whatever else we could throw up and hit. There's a couple of things that we did that looking back really developed me as a hitter, and one of them was we took bottle caps and turn them up on their side and throw them, and they're going to travel about 6 feet, and then they're going to break. And it worked out great for me because I love to hit, and John loved to throw those caps. So, we'd have 100 of them, and he would throw them at me, and I would hit them. And I wouldn't hit them with a regular-sized bat. I used the souvenir bats, which are about 2.5 feet long, and so I hit probably, a couple thousand of those when I was a kid, and 15 years later, I hit close to 50 home runs in college. At least 40 of them were off-speed pitches, curveballs. I was better at hitting curveballs than I was fastballs. And it worked out great for me because most pitchers think that you can't hit a curveball. I was better at hitting curveballs than fastballs because of this little game we played when I was younger. It had a lot to do with my success. My sister, although she was younger, so she wasn't part of our game. She was quite a bit younger than us. She was that fan also. She was a cheerleader for me. And when I was 12, she was actually a cheerleader. We had about 4 or 5 little sisters on the team, and they had uniforms. And I can remember hearing them chanting up there, which I never thought cheerleaders were in baseball, but we had cheerleaders that year, and we had a great team that year. So, and she's been there for me all the way to the end. And when my career was over, I was able to hold it together until I ran into those two, and that's when I lost it. Those two have been my biggest fans throughout my whole career, and I love them. I had the opportunity to play for, in high school, one of the greatest high school coaches, I believe, in West Tennessee, if not the whole state, Coach Groh. Coach Groh is, he's a great baseball coach, but he was an even better man. And that's what I remember the most about him. He was a great man. He was the type of man that I would want my kids to play for. He was that type of guy. And I appreciate all the opportunities he gave me, not only as a player but as a coach. I mean, he's responsible for the position that I'm in right now. As I'm head coach at Southside, where he used to be. He brought me back and wanted me to be as an assistant and trusted me to take over his program for him. And hopefully I'm filling his shoes and can continue to do that for a long time. When I was in high school, Coach Rushing started recruiting me when I was a junior. And at that time, I really didn't know much about Union. But at that time, I was getting probably 5 or 6 letters a day at school, probably receiving more mail than half the teachers. And Coach Rushing kept showing up. And no matter how many times I rejected him, told him no, he kept coming back. He wouldn't stop. Games, practices. I would come out of a class, and he would be in the hallway. And I would look at him and just, Coach, I said no. No, I'm not coming to Union. I've got a letter from Mississippi State in my pocket. What? And he kept coming back. He kept coming back. He wouldn't give up. I thought I was going to have to get a restraining order against him. He wouldn't stop. And finally, it hit me. This is a guy I want to play for. A guy that has this kind of determination, and he's not giving up. And this is the type of guy I want to be around for the next 4 years. And it turned out to be the best decision I ever made. I played some great baseball at Union. I have no regrets for that decision. the teammates and all the people that I came into contact with. Most importantly, my wife. The decision to go to Union led me to my wife, Farrah, sitting down there on the end, and now our two beautiful children sitting out there, Anna Marie and Ace. So looking back, everything that happened, I just got to believe it happened for a reason. God led me to Union, and he used Andy Rushing to bring me there, and he wouldn't let him give up. And, look at my life now, my beautiful wife, my kids. It was the best decision that I ever made, and everything that I have now, my job, my family, it's all because Coach Rushing never gave up, kept coming back until I finally said yes. And it turned out to be the best decision I ever made. And he did put a little pressure on me. I don't think he remembers this. He told me after about a year of telling him no, he told me he had a switch hitter in Louisiana, a switch hitting third baseman that he was about to offer if I wouldn't hurry up and make a decision. I have yet to find out if that was true or not. I would like to know. You can tell me later, Coach. So I've been blessed with the people in my life, and I mentioned Coach Grow and Coach Rushing as being big parts of my life as coaches. I actually saw another man tonight, Randy Harrell. I played for Randy Harrell for a couple of summers. Great guy, great coach, and he was a big part of my career. I just saw him tonight and just wanted to mention him. And he's coaching again. I would love to play again, so we'll get together on that. Finally, I'm going to close with this. I know that timer's gone off, but Brandon went longer than I am, so. And he should have gone last. I don't know why they had me batting fifth. That's never happened before. If anybody sees me at school during the day, they often ask me how I'm doing, and my answer is always the same: I'm living the dream. And most of the time, it produces a laugh. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. I'm living the dream. I've got the family, the job, coaching baseball at Southside. I love it. There's nothing else I want to do in my life. Over here at table 8 and 17, you'll find a lot of Hawks that came out here tonight. I love you guys. I enjoy every minute I get to spend with you, and I appreciate you coming here tonight. Once again, thank you for this honor, and God bless, and go Hawks.
Once again, congratulations to all of our inductees in the 2019 class. In class of 2019, you are now formally inducted into the Jackson Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. Good night.